And go Daniel. Oh, what da die. This is the voice of the patriot. Where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it will be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. My brother, my sister, this is where we speak truth to power from the control tower. This is the office of the patriot. My name, Blakk Rasta. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is taken from Ghana Web, and it says, I am sincerely sorry. Sammy Gyamfi breaks silence on gifting dollars to Agradaa. And I read. Now, the acting chief executive of the Ghana Gold Board, Sammy Gyamfi, has taken to his Facebook page to address the controversy surrounding a viral video that showed him giving a large sum of dollars to evangelist Patricia Asiedua, popularly known as Nana Agradaa. In a post shared on Sunday, 2025, Sammy Gyamfi acknowledged the massive criticisms that have followed the incident over the past 24 hours. He explained that the gesture was meant to be a private act of kindness. Folks, I have taken notice of the wave of criticisms against my person in the last 24 hours. Now, to clarify, this was simply a kind of gesture to a fellow human being in line with my daily and lifelong custom of lending a helping hand to people in need. He expressed regret that the act, which he believed was a private act, found its way into the public space. I sincerely thought that I was doing this act of kindness in private and never imagined that same could find its way into the public space. This is unfortunate and regrettable. Now, the good thing about this is that Sammy Gyamfi claims that he has regretted the act and that he is sorry. Now, my brother, it's interesting how things roll out. I'm just looking at how to deal with this issue. And I want to deal with it to the best of my ability. My brother, my sister, it brings tears into my eyes. As I said, the best thing is the fact that Sammy Gyamfi says that he's sorry for the act. But let's look at the content of his so-called regret. My brother, my sister, what happened? Sammy Gyamfi was seen in a viral video handing out hard American currency in a country whose legal tender is not the American currency. My brother, my sister, he gave it out. I don't care who he gave it to. Whether it was a fetish priestess, an evangelist, or a boxer, whoever it was, my brother, my sister, he gave the money out. I'm praying for wisdom so I can deal with this thing properly, because tears are already beginning to come out of my eye, and I'll tell you why. My brother, my sister, Sammy Gyamfi is a man that I love to the core. The last time he came here, I saw him from afar and went over to shake hands with him. When I stretched my hand, he was so busy talking to so many different people and probably taking photographs, so he did not see my hand. And I couldn't wait to stretch it again and again. So I only tapped him on the shoulder, said hi, and I walked away. That is the closest I ever got to Sammy Gyamfi. But he's a man I admire so much. When he speaks, he is an intelligentsia. Can I say it again? He is a member of the intelligentsia. He is so intelligent. When it comes to Sammy Gyamfi, he is smart. And at the same time, my brother, my sister, he is a guy I have learned to admire. A guy several years my junior when it comes to age. But my brother, at a time when age is only seen as a number, my brother, my sister, all I can say is one thing. And this one thing I can say, my brother, my sister, is this: I'm disappointed so much in a gentleman I've always seen as a very, very intelligent person. They say power corrupts. Power has the capability of eating people's brains. I don't know if this is what is happening to Sammy Gyamfi. I am so disappointed as a big fan of this gentleman called Sammy Gyamfi. Look at the content of his so-called apology. It is so sarcastically irresponsible. He all of a sudden does not understand whether you give the dollar out in public or in private, it is still a crime. It is unpatriotic to do that at a time that the nation is struggling to grapple with the speed, the geometric speed of the dollar. Sammy Gyamfi said that it is in his being, in his nature, to help people when it is necessary. And he gave money to a human being. Can you imagine the sarcasm in this? The nonsense in this? Where is the wisdom of Sammy Gyamfi? I don't know how many people can read the foolishness in what he said. Sammy Gyamfi said that Sikano Medima Nipa, it means his wisdom is not even up to the level of seeing that the dollar that he's parading out there, whether in private or in public, he is alluding to the depreciation of our hard-earned currency, our beloved currency called the cedi. Or are they all of a sudden so satisfied with the fact that the dollar has moved an inch down as related to the cedi? The gentleman says he's sorry for the act, but look at his explanation. He said it was supposed to be in private. His wisdom is not up to the level of seeing that it is even bad to go around carrying the dollar in Ghana. My brother, my sister, he was not given a souvenir to a human being, the human being that he claims that he gave the money to. In our local parlance, this is so sarcastic. Saskanu de midima nipa. Nobody said, sabi, that you gave the gift to a tree. For him, he doesn't see anything wrong with what he did, except that it was meant to be in private. I am truly disappointed at Sammy Gyamfi, a man who I followed on radio and on TV, so wise and smart. And I've said it time and again on this show, this is a gentleman I admire. I didn't know that this was the level of his patriotism. You hold the American dollar at a time that a dirty NPP government killed the Ghana cedi after bringing in a pretender of an economist called Bawumia, an untrained dancer, my brother, my sister, offbeat dancer, the king of all lies, Bawumia, to help depreciate our currency. My brother, my sister, depreciation has gone a little lower in the government of John Dramani Mahama 4 months after taking office. The dollar has inched down as related to the dollar, or better still, in relation to the dollar, to the cedi. Sammy Gyamfi is in a hurry to take the dollar there again. He's parading dollars in his bag. No wonder many people are asking, if this is what he has in his car, then you can imagine what is in his house. Here he lives at Airport Hills. He's a lawyer by profession, we are told. He went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I'm told that he started to study environmental sciences. As to whether he finished or not before he went in to do law, I don't have the details. But he went to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, a university that produces great minds, like the mind of Blakk Rasta. My brother, my sister, Sammy Gyamfi has disappointed me. From yesterday, I was only praying for wisdom so I could tackle this with the right emotions. Looking at what he wrote out, who are his advisors? I hear he's about 35 years or so. I don't know. But my brother, he's relatively quite young. He has a lot of years ahead of him if he can maintain his health and keep a level head. But the way you are going about things, I am afraid that you are digging your own grave. Let's imagine that it was only dollar notes that he had in his bag at the time. My brother, my sister, he could have found a way of telling this person, you know what? Give me a few minutes. Meet me here, meet me there. Let me give it to you. In Ghana cities, that's a real patriot. My brother, it doesn't matter whether it was done in public or in private. You are still peddling the dollar. You are giving credence to the dollar. The dollar that has been a pain in the ass of Ghana all these years. We have been grappling with dealing with the dollar. And now the dollar is beginning to go down to the glory of our nation. Sammy Gyamfi is in a hurry to get the dollar back there. What should Mahama do? I'm not qualified to tell Mahama what he should do. But if I were Mahama, these are the things I will consider. Sammy Gyamfi is still somebody that I admire personally. He played a vital role in bringing this party back into power. I admire him for that. He's a great mind, that notwithstanding. And at the same time, Sammy Gyamfi is a fine gentleman. I think that he is so excited about power. This is what power can do. Power can make a fine gentleman degrade to the point of an animal, like it did to Baomia. Before Baomia got power, he was a fine gentleman. I met him in his house. We had a beautiful conversation. All of a sudden, all the emotions were gone. It was all about power. Oh, it's me. I am His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic. I have new friends. Oh, I have high hopes for, higher heights. So therefore, A, B, C, D, E, F, square roots. Now that they are out of power, they are beginning to think. They are beginning to go back and talk to the people that they hate. Dabida, never again. You have showed me the kind of person you are. When you have power, you become a wild animal. Nobody can near you. Why should I return you to that status? To Sammy Gyamfi, you should bow down your head in shame. This joke of an apology only tells us your true nature. You are a joke. A guy that I thought all this while had this wisdom. You come on Facebook and you are trying to explain that you gave the money to a human being and that it was supposed to be a private affair. If no cameras were there, would it have been okay? How much more dollars do you have in that bag? How about in your house? Are you the replica of Cecilia Dapa? Or do you both belong to the same family? My brother, my sister, can I return to what I was saying? What should Mahama do? There are two things Mahama can think about. As for punishment, it must happen. No two ways about that. But what kind of punishment? Again, I am not qualified to tell President Mahama what he should do. I can only suggest. Now in Malaysia, we saw how a leader started to deal with discipline by tackling it from the top. After all, they say when a fish begins to rot, it starts in the head. Sammy Gyamfi is a big wig of the party. If adequate punishment is given to him, the people who are in the lower echelons of the party will take a great coup and learn from that. Am I making sense? The Malaysian president, that was what he did. Or was it Indonesia? I think it's Indonesia. My brother, my sister, when his finance minister called him and told him, hey, you know what? I want to come and visit you, Mr. President. After it was in the news that he had taken bribe, you know what the leader said? He said, anything you come to me and say shall be recorded and tendered into the law courts as witness. So if you do not want this to be in court, then don't come. You know what he did? The finance minister decided to stay away, and he committed suicide that night because of the disgrace. That was how the leader dealt with that. We've spoken about this leader before. My brother, my sister, that's one thing Mahama can do. Deal with the top properly. The second thing is to consider the fact that this is truly the very, very first time a young man is caught in this web. He is not a fountain of knowledge. He doesn't know it all. For that matter, we could consider this as a misstep. And for that matter, we will give him a certain kind of punishment that will not mean that he's going to lose his position or lose his job, so that other people can take a cue from that. I'm not too sure if I've handled this thing properly. The way I wanted to handle this, my admiration for Sami Gyamfi did not allow that. But my brother, you have a lot to learn. You have a lot to learn. The CEO of Gold Board, you are already parading yourself with dollars. Soon, all the hotels in Ghana will start charging Ghana dollars, American dollars. And what will happen? It will be difficult for this nation to bounce back. As for Sami Gyamfi, you've been criticized left, right, and center. I see a lot of NPP people saying you should be sacked and all that. These are ingrates. When they were in power, the constitution worked. Now that they are not in power, the constitution should not work. Nothing should work in Ghana. I don't regard them. Cecilia, the past issue, Nana Akufo-Addo came out and vouched for this woman and said that he knew that she would be exonerated. People are talking, and these people too are talking. Who will listen to you? Jokers. I see Miracles Abuaji talking back all over the place. Go and deal with Cecilia Dapa. But all in all, Sami Gyamfi, let me not talk too much. I may end up saying things that I will regret for. Please find wise people around you to give you wise counsel. I'll leave it here. I hear some other people saying, oh, you know what? He should have given the money to food soldiers. Agradaa. She was not even a supporter of the party. A fetish priestess. Oh, a fraudster. My brother, all these things do not matter to me that much. Sami Gyamfi said, no matter what we say about Agradaa, she is still a human being, and he gave the money to a human being. I am looking at it with the eyes of patriotism. I'm sad. Now the next thing I want to look at is another interesting piece, and I need you to come along. Let's deal with it. This one is also from Ghana Web, and it says, Edu Boahin was pushed to the wall. Mansour Kwanta MP defends detailed memo to the National Security Coordinator. And I read, now the Member of Parliament for Mansour Kwanta constituency, Twiniboa Fokuo, has stated that former National Signals Bureau boss, Kwabena Edu Boahin, had no choice but to speak out on the allegations leveled against him. According to Fokuo, Edu Boahin's decision to write a detailed memo to the National Security Coordinator regarding funds expended during his tenure came after several failed attempts to reach out to the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini. Now, this is another issue I'm very much interested in. I want to see how this will pan out. It doesn't matter who spent what money. We are all supposed to be accountable to Mother Ghana. We should not allow any blackmailers to swallow our country. We have hidden behind the national security for so long and stolen so much from our motherland. It's time to exorcise the spirit of blackmail and thievery from our country. Whoever is culpable, let them face the rigors of the law. We have robbed our nation for far too long. It's time now to deal with it from the top. The final issue I want to look at is here, and I need you to come along. He's taking my brother, my sister from my Joy Online, and he says, a complete waste of time. Miracles Abwaji criticizes asset declaration law. And I look at it. A former presidential staffer and former local government coordinator, Dennis Miracles Abwaji, says the asset declaration rule is a waste of time. Now, speaking on Newsfile on Joy News on Saturday, May 10, he called for the law to be either scrapped or reformed entirely. My view on asset declaration has always been that we should stop wasting our time discussing it. The spokesperson for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign said it should just be scrapped, or we should rather spend time advocating for the reform because it's a complete waste of time. Mr. Abwaji revealed that he has declared his assets twice. But he said the process is flawed and meaningless because as I sit here, I've declared my assets twice. And so what? What I put in there, nobody knows, he said. The real issue is, what do we intend to achieve with asset declaration? So when Nana Akufo-Addo did it, it was good. Mahama comes and is doing it and is getting all the applause because he enforced it. All of a sudden, asset declaration is a waste of time. These are nation wreckers who, my brother, my sister, should be sent to the deepest part of the jungle to live like Nebuchadnezzar. Wicked nation wreckers. My brother, the asset declaration process is supposed to end with a document. That document could always be returned to my brother, my sister. And it can be tendered into the law courts, my brother, my sister, as evidence. If you want, go and write in your asset declaration, whatever, that you own a private jet. The day that it is important to pull it out, we shall pull it out and we shall ask you, you wrote that you had a private jet. Where is that private jet? That is when you realize how important the asset declaration process is. My brother, my sister, Miracles Abwaji said he did it twice. And so what? And so the document is there. The document is supposed to be kept. When it is most important, it will be returned to. And it shall be used in the law courts as evidence. My brother, if you are calling for reforms, fine. Let's look at the new ideas you have to make it a better process. As it stands right now, if you call it a waste of time, then I wonder exactly what you were doing all 8 years without fixing it. 8 solid years in power. You were interested in gay issues, very interested in rigging the ballot, both in parliament and outside parliament. You didn't see the importance to deal with this law for all the 8 years you were in power. Today, shamelessly, it's a waste of time because another person has made it attractive. What a shame. I'll leave it here. Yabo! Now, there's a final thing I want to look at here, and I need you to come along. NDC supporters bare teeth at Nana Abba Anamoah on social media for questioning Mahama's decisions. And I read, some supporters of the governing National Democratic Congress, the NDC, have lashed out at media personality Nana Abba Anamoah for supposedly stampeding and questioning the discretion of President John Dramani Mahama. Nana Abba, in a series of social media posts, argued that President Mahama should have offered Obobia Daako Opoku a bigger position than the current one she is occupying. She claimed that Obobia worked hard to bring the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, to power and therefore deserves more. This is another dumb person. Dumb to the umpteenth time. When you hear them talk, you think they have some common sense. Nothing. Dumb. If you are doing PR for Obobia, then Obobia has chosen the dumbest PR person to do this. Listen, I am not interested in people saying that she's questioning the discretion of the president. Of course she can't. She's a citizen of the nation. The president is not God. He makes mistakes. We can question his discretion. After all, we are his employers. So I am not interested in that bit. Nana Abba Anamoah is a citizen of this nation, unless she tells us otherwise. But my brother, listen to her level of reasoning. You know what she's saying? Oh, the lady here worked so hard during the campaign, and you have given her something small. What, are they sharing the national cake? Are they sharing Pekle at Homowo? You see the level of thinking. That is why this nation is not growing. You look at some people and think they are intelligent. They are dumb. Let them speak for 1 minute. Sit back and analyze what they are saying. You realize that their head is full of petrol or kerosene, or better still, bitumen. How could you speak like this? If Obobia came to you to employ you as the PR person, this is the best PR you can do. That they should have given her a better position. Why? Is it what is this? Is it the sharing of a certain cake? My brother, my sister, listen. I met with President Mahama a few months back. And when I met him, I decided to congratulate him. And I told him one thing, sir. I want to remind you that you are back into the presidency for a legacy. Loyalists are going to be running after you. But please, dichotomize loyalty and competence. I beg you. He looked at me. He said, hey, Blakk, what is this thing you are saying? I just excused him. I spoke with him for 7 minutes. Dichotomize loyalty and what? Competence. My brother, my sister, nation building is not only about loyalty, it's also about competence. You could have the most loyal people around you who are incompetent. Loyalty does not translate into competence. And that does not mean that Obobia is not competent. Listen, it is a job that is supposed to be done. Mr. President says, you know what? I'm putting you here to make sure that the work is done. I'm putting you two here to make sure the work is done. And you said that you have worked so hard to bring the president into power. Therefore, you should have been taken to a bigger place. What dumbness. What dumbness. What dumbness. And these are the people who are sitting around and people see them as wise. Where is the wisdom? Now, if you see political appointments, nation building as calculate that is being shared at Anamoah, then you will think like this. My brother, if you think of political appointments as the sharing of a national cake rather than sharing shovels to dig and build, you will think like this, as if you have bitumen in your head. How could you say, watch this? Obobia worked so hard during the elections. You know, she walked her shoe soles dry in her own words. And for that matter, she should have been given something bigger. Look, when I told Mahama this, you know what he told me? I told you I spoke with him for 7 minutes. Only 7 minutes. You know what he said? He said, Blakk, you know what? I don't know if I should be sharing this. He said, Blakk, can you believe that there are some people I've appointed or I plan to appoint? And they came back to me to tell me, oh, Mr. President, where you are sending me to, there have been nothing there. Why? Are you coming for a gold mine? Is it a gold mine? When you live in a nation where people do not see nation building, but they see sharing of cakes, this is how they think. My brother, if this was the building of a certain house, these same politicians will be asking to be given the smallest part so that they won't exert so much energy. But they see political appointments as enjoyment. In Nana Akufo-Addo's government, I saw people in there, my brother, who shared secrets with me and I will not share, who went to the president and told, Mr. President, I have served you all these years. Look at where you put me. Over there, dear. Waiting there. Me too, I want something small so I can at least share with my family. And president decided that he will take them to places where there is something. How can we build a nation like this? People who should know better and advise illiterates, they are dumber than illiterates. Nana Komia was one of the hardest working guys in the NPP. They gave him STC. He went to sit at the STC. What is at STC? But he saw it as service. Where our politicians don't see service, but they see royalty. That is where the problem is. Nana Kwame sat at STC all the 8 years. Was it a gold mine? When people were clamoring to go to the oil side, the gold side, the banks and all that, they put him there at STC. Spio Gabra, Atta Mills decided to put him where? He almost did not even get anything in terms of appointment. But my brother, if everybody was like me, this nation would get better. If you appoint me to do the work, I will do the work. If you don't appoint me, I will take it that there's a better person, stronger person who can do the work. If it was work for all of us here to come and dig the ground, I'm sure some of you will be asking for small parts because you are women. You know, we women, we don't really dig hard. We don't have the strength. And some will say they are old. We old men and old women, we can't dig very hard. So give us a small portion. Let us just water the plants. Some would even say they are too old to work. Some are too pretty to work. But when it comes to giving political appointments, you want where there are gold mines. What a joke. And this is in no way referring to Obobia Dakun Opoku. She's a good friend of mine. I love her. I'm looking at what Nana Abba Anamoah said. I leave it here.
This